So in this first lesson on chords, we're going to start with close position triads. The first being a root position major triad on the first set of 3 strings. That's your G, B, and high E string. So I have the root C on the 5th fret on the G string. My pinky is on the 3rd of the chord on the 5th fret on the B string. My first finger is on the 3rd fret on the high E string on the 5th of the chord. So it's voiced root, 3rd, 5th. And one of the cool things about these triad shapes is that these shapes that I'm going to show you are all movable chord forms. So for instance, my root is with my 3rd finger. So this is the note C, C major. If I moved back a whole step, this note is B flat. I'd have B flat major there. Or B natural, C, D flat, D, and so on and so forth. So that's the root position. The next thing that we'll talk about with these is the concept of an inversion. What an inversion is we're keeping the exact same notes, but we're changing the order of them. So for instance here, I'm going to take the C and I'm going to put it on top as the highest note of the chord. So I get this shape. And we call this shape a first inversion major chord. Again, this is a movable shape. So it's C there, my root is now on the highest note. So I have the 3rd of the chord, the 5th, and then the root. So that's C, B, B flat, A, so on and so forth. And lastly, we get to the second inversion major triad on the first set of 3 strings. And that is going to be up here. We have the function of the notes are 5, root, 3. And a lot of you might recognize that as your D chord that you learned when you first started playing guitar back here. But if we play it there, my 2nd finger is holding down the root on the B string, and I'm on the note C. Here we'd have a G, E, D, C an octave lower. So a good exercise to do with those triads, just to start to get familiar with them, is to take them along the fingerboard with the natural notes. So I'm going to be looking at my G string, and with the root position I can go down to an A. So this note is an A, so I'm playing A major, B major, C major, D major, E major, F major, G major, and so on and so forth. And then I would do the same thing. I'm going to go by my next string would actually be a second inversion. So I'll start down here with a C major. And I'm using 2nd finger there because the nut of the guitar is acting as my 1st finger with a fretted chord. And And so there's D major, E major, F major, G major, A major, B major, and then starting on the high with the root on the high E string, I get E major with the open E as the root there, F major, G major, A major, B major, C major, D major, and then E major, the octave of the chord I started on.